lines for the vaccines still stretching around the corner, an annual gay fetish festival was still held as scheduled. Your grandfather died alone in a nursing home because you weren't allowed to visit him due to COVID, and your kids were locked out of school for a year. But gays in San Francisco were still having their sex festival, even amid an outbreak that specifically spreads through those sorts of events. Local news outlet reports, quote, the annual Door Alley Festival happened Sunday in San Francisco's Soma neighborhood, despite growing concerns about the spread of monkeypox. The virus has been predominantly spreading among gay and bisexual men who make up the majority of the festival's attendees. The Leather and Fetish Fair draws thousands of people to San Francisco. The event comes after the city just declared a public health emergency for monkeypox as the virus continues to spread. I think the risk is not zero, UCSF infectious disease specialist Dr. Peter Chin Hong said. I think if people are smart and know how monkeypox is spread, they can avoid it. Chin Hong says that the risk of contracting the virus at events like Door Alley is very low. However, that risk increases based on intimate interactions with others. Quote, prolonged skin-to-skin contact and possibly through sexual transmission, although skin-to-skin contact is the main thing, Chin Hong added. So that's large. In terms of medium, that will be prolonged kissing through saliva, but it requires hours. Hugging by itself, giving a high five, shaking somebody's hand is not going to result in transmission, he says. Oh, well, that's a relief, you know. Anyway, the good news is that the event was also an educational opportunity. The report continues, quote, event organizing department to provide on-site outreach and education. Despite precautions, Chin Hong expects to see more cases after this weekend. Quote, I expect a lot of activity next week in terms of alerts, Chin Hong says. So to review, this public health expert and infectious disease specialist says that the risk of contracting monkeypox at a fetish festival in a city that's a monkeypox hotspot is very low. And yet he anticipates, purely by coincidence, more virus activity directly after the event concludes.